Targets. This song is called Don't Stop Now.
We're playing our set, body aching dull but having no regrets. The music pulls us onward as the tide creeping by. Listen to the music before we say goodbye. We said, hey, hey, don't stop right now. We said, hey, we'll play anyhow. We're playing anyhow. Dancers and musicians, a necessary pour, a lasting bond, leaving nothing to restore. One feeds the other, a circle complete. Music needs the dancers and dancers need the beat. We said, hey, hey, don't stop right now. We said, hey, 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 we'll play anyhow. We're playing anyhow.
Simpkins art, fam.
Time drawing near, waste not beat or breath. So don't hold back, just step right in. Now is the time, the world is our own. Ours to the moment till we're beckoned home. We said, hey, hey, don't stop right now. We said, hey, 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 we're playing anyhow. 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 Stop, 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 stop.
There we go, fam. That was a Targets. And as promised, what I have queued up over here is again from Unicorn Riot, but we're going to play 3 short clips that they put up this week, all in relation to line 3. Let's read the description here. Caravan disrupts line 3 work sites. Extended video, February 19, 2021. On Friday, February 19, a family-friendly caravan disrupted traffic at several Line 3 construction routes, and authorities led a falsified bomb scare that prompted a backlash from locals. Around noon, before the caravan started, a dozen people protested near the pipeline construction just feet away from Camp McGeezy. The caravan then drove to a choke point of roads used for construction and a strip of land with the Endbridge corridor of pipelines. The pipeline resistors, which featured several young children, stayed until authorities issued dispersal orders and then left.
This is Alex with Unicorn Riot. We're here in a Anishinaabe territory in northern Minnesota on the Fond du Lac Reservation. There are water protectors and pipeline resistors here right outside a work site. This pipeline is a tar sands pipeline, and Enbridge is calling it a replacement pipeline, but it's really just a completely new pipeline. It's going through with this new corridor, and it's intended to pump over 900,000 crude oil barrels a day, which is larger than the capacity that Keystone XL was going to have. All this massive heavy machinery is here to basically deforest part of this land and dig it up and put this tar sands pipeline in, even though thousands of people are against it. This trench that's here is so the pipeline can go underneath the road. It's above ground over there. There are, I believe, over 800 wetlands that are going to be affected and over 200 bodies of water that the pipe is going to be going through or on top of. Folks are here right now because it's a choke point so that any construction workers and trucks can't get to the sites to work.
1, we are the people. 2, we are united. 3, we will not let you build this pipeline.
Tar sands mining is one of the most energy intensive projects, where only 10% of what they mine is bitumen, and bitumen can be refined into crude oil. So 90% is clay, water, sand, where all of the tar sands comes from, Alberta, Canada. The boreal forest has basically been demolished and deforested, and tar sands has been mined from there. And the indigenous people who live right there next to all of that mining have been getting really rare cancers. Their water and food and animals are getting poisoned.
Due to the unlawful conduct and threat to public peace, I hereby declare this to be an unlawful assembly under Minnesota Statute 609-705.
Folks are slowly moving away. So this area where this road is where the pipe is actually going to go through. There's about 20 people here standing at this work site. There's already 6 pipelines in the ground.
Doom to the pipeline! Doom to the pipeline!
A helicopter is flying over.
So it says Enbridge owns this helicopter in N125EP, and that day flew the route of Line 3 from Bemidji to Duluth, according to FlightAware.
There's an extreme alert that was sent to phones. It says imminent extreme alert due to potential explosive hazard that was found in area of Ditch Banks Road and pipeline crossing. Law enforcement is evacuating residents in the area.
Absolute bullshit. They made that up. There's no way they found a bomb. Law enforcement made that up to give the impression that these people are terrorists, and to fearmonger and to terrorize the citizens of that community into believing that they were under threat of some type of bombing when they weren't. I don't know that they never found a bomb, but I'm going to venture to say that they didn't. But even if they did, it most assuredly had nothing to do with this. But they would clearly look at the history of COINTELPRO. Look at the murder of Fred Hampton. Look at the long history of the CIA and the FBI's targeting of leftists demonstrating like this. There is countless examples of precedents for me to reach the conclusion that there was no bomb. Fucking pigs pretended there was so that they could terrify the community near this pipeline into thinking that these good people, these indigenous people who want to protect that same community from cancer-causing fucking blowback of this fucking the manufacturing of this goddamn pipeline, and to protect the waters and the clean waters, the source of life for that community. Instead, all of a sudden, an alert goes out that says that there's a bomb. How fucking convenient for the pigs. And I use that word terrorize the community very purposefully, because it is. It is to make a community terrified about something. And they're doing it for political reasons. And really, it's for profit reasons. It's so that a handful of people that are invested in the company, Umbridge, or whatever the fuck this disgusting company is called, can continue to make profit off the last scraps and fucking dirty fucking remnant vestiges of fucking fossil fuel fucking that's left in the ground. When there are numerous alternatives, if we just put a little bit of fucking focus and attention into fucking perpetuating or proliferating, we wouldn't have to do all this shit. But instead of going to clean and renewable sources for energy, they want to do the most destructive, toxic, and deadly thing possible to get the last little bit of shit that when we use it will also be fucking deadly and toxic. All of it, though, profitable for a very small fucking handful of people. It's so disgusting. I'll let it play out the last couple seconds here because it's going to queue up the second one. God, Unicorn Riot is so crucially important, fam.
To obstruct, resist, or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota Statute 60950, obstructing legal process.
I mean, I'll just say really quick, and then I promise I'll let it play on to the next one. They're crucially important because this gives us an insight, one, into what's actually going on in the struggle, right? But, what do we have as news sources? Like a lot of us, people like me, and plenty of other streamers or YouTubers or whatever it is that cover the news cycle or portions thereof or whatever it is. What would we have otherwise, right? Well, one, we'd have all these progressives, but even they don't bring coverage like Unicorn Riot does. This shows us what's really happening with people who do more than share hashtags. People who take this struggle for life and freedom and emancipation very, very personal and very seriously. God, it is just so important that Unicorn Riot exists, and it's such an honor to be able to regularly boost their content. Creative Commons, fam. Non-commercial share alike. Sharing the most important shit, and for free.
We are here on...
Okay, let me read the description on this next one. Line 3 resistance, water protectors locked down to flipped car. The last What the Fuck report, one of them had locked themselves, two people had locked themselves to one of the big trucks. I don't know, some type of tractor or fucking crane machine. Anyway, on February 24, 2020, 2 water protectors locked down to a flipped car in the middle of a main Line 3 worksite access road. At the same time, about 5 miles down the road, a bipod was set up with 1 water protector hanging from the middle of the 2 poles. The 2 blockades effectively blocked 12.5 miles of access road. Nice. Preventing workers from leaving and arriving to their shifts for over 5 hours. Big ups on that. Before locking down to the flipped over car, 2 indigenous water protectors, Big Wind from Northern Arapaho and Danny from Shoshone-Bannock tribe, spoke to Unicorn Riot about the reasonings behind their action. Big Wind spoke about the construction of Line 3 that's, quote, desecrating pristine wetlands and violating treaty obligations, and burned his per capita payment from the U.S. government, saying this is, quote, an end of an era. Death to the black snake. Hear, hear.
We are here on Bethau, Basau, the Great Lakes, the land of the Great Lakes. I'm Big Wind, I'm Northern Arapaho. I'm here with my comrade Danny, he's Shoshone, and we're here to stop Line 3. And as you can see, they're building Line 3, which is currently desecrating pristine wetlands, violating treaty obligations, but if complete, will double the capacity of the tar sands that's coming from Alberta. And with that, that would hinder our obligations of meeting the Paris Climate Accord. When you look at the world, while only making up less than 4% of the human population, Indigenous people are protecting 80% of the world's biodiversity. And I don't think that's a coincidence. But with that being said, I have to be real. Just because of that, that doesn't devoid ourselves from this fossil fuel addiction economy. And because of that, it allows multinational corporations like Enbridge to go and have backdoor deals with government-sanctioned business councils so that we get crumbs compared to what they are actually making. And for generations, that's bought in our silence. Here I have a per cap payment from the government that, this is because I get a check. This is that we get a little piece of the pie, right? And they were stealing it from us before we were even getting any part of it. And as I burn this per cap payment, it signifies the end of an era, death to the black snake, and the ushering of a new era where we all have access to clean drinking water, where we can rapidly transform our energy system to a just transition, and where we understand that the only way we're going to survive this climate crisis is by living in tandem with the nature around us.
God, I love Unicorn Rides so much.
How does it feel right now hanging from there and seeing the workers ready to try to extract you?
Let's read the description here, fam. This one's called Bipod Blockade Halts Construction of Line 3 Pipeline, which they mentioned in the previous description. Before the sun came up on February 24th, 3 water protectors locked down to blockades on Loon Road and Main Line 3 pipeline construction access road, which had more than 12 active work sites connected to it. A water protector named Rose sat atop a 40-foot bipod on the west end of the road, and about 5 miles to the east, water protector Big Wind and Danny locked down to a flipped-over car. Both blockades prevented workers from entering and exiting the work sites for over 5 hours. So it looks like these two things were going on simultaneously, and I'm pretty sure we'll see this might be a separate version, but I think we covered the person that's up in the bipod on the last News from the Revolutionary Struggle. But we'll see. I'm anxious to see if this is the same or if they had another one, or even just to get another angle of it, Anyway, here we go.
How does it feel right now hanging from there and seeing the workers ready to try to extract you?
I honestly just miss my friends and wish it was my friends trying to talk to me and not cops. I don't trust them or feel safe with them, and I don't want them to touch me. But I will stand strong and stay here as long as I can. Something I've been thinking about is being from here, and a lot of my family lives in northern Minnesota, and I grew up going fishing in the lakes and going camping, and it just feels like just really serious and deep cognitive dissonance that folks have to both benefit from the land and find it beautiful and find peace there, and also be willing to put this pipeline through that's only for corporate greed and isn't going to benefit anyone long term. Instead, it's going to poison our water and continue to push us into climate disaster. So that's why I've decided to take a risk and also to stand with my Indigenous comrades who are at the front lines of this fight and have been since colonization began. And yeah, I stand strong with them and with all of my other comrades who are going to stop Line 3.
Right.
I'm also up here because I think that we need to be brave, and it was scary and hard. And I cried a lot when a scary man tried to drive his car through here. But I think that, you know, that's part of this too. I was like, I will cry openly. It's scary and also just intense. It's intense to like sit with the street. The grief that I have for the land. Over.
Not all heroes wear capes, fam. Just saying.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Unicorn Riot.
Just because you're nobody doesn't mean that you're no good. Just because there's a reason doesn't mean it's understood. It doesn't make it alright. Some people think they're really clever. They smash your head against the wall. Then they say, you got it my way. They really think they know it all. It doesn't make it alright. Just because you're a black boy, just because you're a white, it doesn't mean you've got to hate him. It doesn't mean you've got to fight. It doesn't make it alright. It doesn't make it alright. It's the worst excuse in the world. And it doesn't make it alright. It doesn't make it alright. It's the worst. Hey.